Hello and welcome to episode 97 of the FPL Hangover podcast, where we raise the bar and lower the tone, all things FPL related. It is the first episode of 2021 and we're delighted to be back, but it's not the best start of the year. I'm a little bit bunged up, so you'll have to forgive me if I sound kind of snuffled, but I'm here, I'm alive and I'm kicking. It's a new year, but the same old podcast partner in crime, Seamus. How are you getting on, my friend?
Yeah, Happy New Year, Joe. I'm doing good. It looks like I'm about to break into the top million. The game week isn't finished yet, but I've had a good week, one of my best of the season, it seems. And having hovered around that 1 million mark for a while, I'm happy. That's what's dictating my mood right now.
Yeah, we must confess we are currently recording on the 4th of January on the Monday while the Liverpool Southampton match is currently playing in the background. How long is left in that one, Seamus?
4 minutes in normal time. It's just knocked into the 86th minute now.
And it's still 1-0 to
Still
To
1-0
Southampton.
to Stun, to
Oh,
S-Ton.
well, there we go. I mean, it's gonna upset a few apple tarts this week, but you'll be laughing as you said. You're having a fucking smashing week. I'm not complaining. It's been pretty Green Arrow centric since we last spoke, and that was a while ago. I think it was like game week 15 was the last preview we did, and this is 16, 17, and now we're hitting straight into 18. So if you are watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe. If you're listening, give us a thumbs up or whatever fucking thing makes sense. But yeah, it's 2021, Seamus. We're still alive. What's going on?
Yeah. The Y2K bug
Mm.
hasn't kicked in 20 years, 21 years too late. We're still
Idiots.
we're still knocking around the place.
Yeah.
And yeah, United are second in the league. I'm not going to say that joint top thing 'cause that's bullshit. There's only one team top. You can be joint fourth or joint fifth, but you can't really be joint first
But
unless
if
you're 11 points
Liverpool
difference.
lose, like if the match says it is, we are joint top.
We're second on goal difference. But yeah,
Oh yeah,
but
but that the goal difference
point
only
is,
goal difference only comes into play when all the games have been played. This is joint top.
okay. Well,
Come
I
on,
don't
come
think I agree with
on.
that, but I am quite happy that Liverpool haven't stretched away with a win, or doesn't even look like they're looking likely to get a draw here so far. I have zero faith in Forster keeping a clean sheet. Every time the ball's come into the box, it looks like he's about to concede. But Liverpool just can't seem to get a shot on target. I'm not sure if they've had a shot on target. They've had shots, they've all been off target.
But
So
look,
the nervy final few minutes.
this is a drop in the ocean that was game week 17. How has the Christmas treated you in general, Seamus? You've been climbing up the ranks, as you said. This week has been your best. All in all, you happy?
Yeah, small moves. I'm just playing. We've said it before. What you call ABC FPL.
Well, I don't call it
Just
that.
making.
But
I've heard you refer to it before, but I've heard. Was that stolen from someone?
I hear Drew and Renegade say ABC FPL, and it makes sense. I mean,
I've heard him say it
it's
too. I don't know
ABC
who
anything.
originated it, so I
Yeah,
wasn't sure. Yeah,
ABC anything
basic
is a thing, but
FPL. Keep it simple, stupid. KIS. We'll call it a KIS.
he makes it
S.
sound nice, so I
Yeah.
steal it.
Well, basically, that's what I've just reverted to, and not had to make unnecessary changes. Like, for example, I could have got rid of KDB. That was a move some people made. You made that this week, I think, as well. No, last week.
Oh, don't talk to me.
And he's got me 13 points this week, so I'm happy with that. He now has a fixture coming up in game week 19 I wasn't expecting, but I was going to free hit then anyway, and
Yes.
he's got a double.
That's the big talking point. And you mentioned I jumped off him. I jumped off him obviously before the double was announced. And since we last spoke, yeah, there's been updates. I'm sure anyone listening to this is well aware of it at this stage. But City have been added to the double game week in 19, and United and Burnley have been added to the blank in game week 18. So it's kind of made City look a lot more appealing for the double. So the likes of myself, who did jump off KDB 2 weeks ago, just before their match with Everton was postponed, which obviously worked out perfectly. I got off KDB and DCL that week, and I got in Rashford and Firmino not working out, but Rashford did pop up with a goal. But now the landscape has kind of shifted a little bit, and City looking a lot more appealing, especially after their 3-1 demolition of Chelsea yesterday, Seamus. You must be pretty happy keeping KDB. Like I assume he just stays all the way now because you were doubting. I'm not the only one that was.
Yeah, he hadn't been playing well. Yeah, you're dead right. He hadn't been playing well, and there's a reason. He's been sold a lot. I think he's gone down point 0.1 or even maybe point 0.2 in value in the last couple of weeks. But I said, look, I've got other moves in my team. I've got my structure the way I want it now. Two cheap forwards, and Brewster as like a non-playing third forward, and then I've got my five in midfield with Suchek, who I get to play anytime he's got a half decent fixture. And the way he's been playing recently, he's just scoring any half decent fixture. So
Well,
yeah, he's been quality. I'm glad I've taken the approach previously to, oh, Jer's got him. Maybe I'll try and look for a bit of a differential here. Maybe I don't want Suchek. A lot. Jer has him. Just trying to find out what you've been flying up the ranks.
well,
Like we were looking at this at the end of November, you were like about 800k, and by the end of December, you were, what do we say, 65k. So like you've been flying up. So if I had continued to ignore moves you were making, players you had, it would
yeah.
have been to my detriment. So I just went to, as I said, ABC, FPL, whatever you want to call it, got in the players who were good, kept the players who were good, and it's working out for me. What can I say?
Yeah, it's been like I mean, like look, you were kind of, as far as I'm concerned, everything was in such a shit show for you at one stage that you couldn't but go up. It was almost made. There was so many things you could fix. You had that double Chelsea back situation, with the whole James and Chilwell being injured, and all of a sudden they're not. They're both fucking starting, or then
I know.
now one of them's out. But you've smashed it. You got in Dallas when he got his double pointer. You got in Cresswell this week, who got another double digit return. I think that was this week, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was my move, James, because I just didn't know. I didn't think he was going to play with such a tight turnaround in games. And it didn't, like the rumors of his knee issue, and I think he's got a hamstring issue as well. Oh, and look, Alison Becker's going up for this corner. It'd be amazing if he scored live on this stream. But yeah, I just got him out, got Cresswell. So that's 2 weeks in a row where my transfer in has got a double digit haul. And Chelsea look conceded three. So even if James had started, that Chelsea defense is looking suspect now again, and Mendy doesn't look half as decent as he did when he first signed.
Yeah, I think for me, I was only thinking of it last night watching the match. I think Mendy is very much he's just a really solid keeper in general. I don't think he's amazing. I think he's as you said, he's a little bit suspect, but I think that's what they went with. They went with someone that they were like, look, he's not going to suddenly turn shit. I don't think he was really dreadful last night or any of that. But he's not. He's not a superstar. Not like Kepa was. You remember that guy,
Yeah,
Seamus? That
yeah, I
world
remember. Yeah,
record transfer fucking goalkeeper fee they paid.
yeah. So yeah, I guess he's going to be out anyway. No, Mendy looks perfectly fine. Yeah, he doesn't look amazing or anything like that. He made a couple of mistakes. I think that's why there was people looking at him. Like he gave away that penalty to DCL that time.
Yeah, it was a bit rash.
So
But
yeah,
look,
so
let's get into the meat and potatoes of it, Seamus. We've got a action-packed show. No, we don't. We don't. We never do. That's us. We just take it nice and chill, man. No, we have this week. It's kind of a bit special, Seamus. I was saying to you before the show, you weren't prepped. We haven't really spoken since, just before Christmas. So it was kind of nice. We caught up for a while before we started recording. And I was saying to you, I was like, look, for this episode, we're going to focus pretty much on game week 18 and the free hit, and we're gonna. What are you laughing at? You're laughing at something's happened in the
Ralph
Liverpool
Hasenhüttl,
Southampton game. What's
Ralph
happened?
Hasenhüttl is on his knees crying at the full-time whistle. Why is he so emotional?
Oh,
This is
really?
hilarious. He's actually on his knees crying. Like,
Yeah.
this is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Yeah.
fair. So I assume it ended 1-0 Southampton, Liverpool dropping more points.
Yeah, he obviously had McCarthy in goals with Foster as his
Yeah.
sub-keeper in FPL. I can't believe I'm jammed into these
I
points.
can't believe you jammed into them. I can't believe so many people coming off the bench this week with Kyle Walker, Kyle Walker Peters is going to come off, Kufal's coming off, Suchek's coming off. It's just one of those weeks where it's like, yeah, you gotta love the fucking 2020-21 FPL season. It's up and down. You're laughing your balls off over there,
I
Seamus.
don't think Liverpool had a shot on target. I have to refresh it at the end of this because I don't want to be clicking and checking all these different sites. But I can't recall Liverpool having a shot on target. They had plenty of shots, but they were all wide. So I played McCarthy because I was like, oh, maybe he'll get some save points against Liverpool.
You
But
also had no choice. You had McCarthy and Forster. Like, who the fuck
yeah,
were you going to
true.
play, man? Jesus,
Yeah,
you were condemned to freedom. But
I'm happy with that. That's a bit of luck in my. I'll take the fortune. I haven't had too much of it this season.
no, it is, and I'm kind of. It's nice that you're well. Prior to this game week, we're 90 points off me, so I didn't have to, begrudge you anything. I'm kind of happy that things are starting to look around. It makes this show look a little bit better because
Yeah, you don't look that low, that far down the league table, I suppose, in our mini league, do you?
not for a while. No, it's been. I mean, I do every now and again. I like to just see what I can rub salt in the wounds of. But as I said, you've nailed your transfers for the last 2 weeks, so I haven't been able to give you shit for getting Vardy out for a -4 or reversing a fucking Salah transfer. That seems to be in your rearview mirror, Seamus, and long may it continue. But before we got distracted by the Southampton result there, we were talking about what was coming up, and we're going to do a free hit live right now. We're going to just chat through game week 18. We're both free hitting. I'm free
A
hitting.
live free hit special.
Yeah, a live free hit special if it was live, which it isn't, and it's most of you are listening to this in your ears anyway. So we'll have to talk you through nice and slowly. But yeah, we're basically going to look at you're free hitting for game week 18, James, I assume.
I have to free hit, yeah. I've only got 5 players, and one of those is Dunn, who doesn't play and
Yeah.
also has a flag on him now. So he's like, he doesn't play, but he's somehow picked up an injury, I guess, in training. So I've got 4 players for this game week. And we're not going to start transferring out players who've got a double game week the following week. I'm nicely set for double game week 19.
Okay.
We're not discussing that now, but the free hit is definitely going to be played. I'll say this, I haven't pulled the trigger because I have got to worry over potentially other games being called off, or there's talks with England going into a lockdown, a deeper lockdown at this point, that games may get cancelled. There might be a circuit breaker. I've heard that being mentioned around the place. So I'll pull the trigger the day of or the day before, and I'll take like the points, the price rises and stuff like that on the chin, because I don't want to. Because if you pull that wild card, or sorry, not wild card, but if you pull the free hit chip, and the entire game week gets called off, you do not get that back. We saw that last season. They do not award that to you again. So I'll just pull it late, but I have been making drafts the last few weeks.
Well,
the last few days.
Pull it late. No, I'm not even gonna go there. There's so many jokes, but I'll just get back on topic. Free hit, baby. We're gonna have a look at game week 18.
Sure.
It's what?
I just you title these episodes for song titles.
Yeah.
We got ours already, right?
Have you? Tell me it, because this saves me a lot of thinking.
I know they're normally rock songs, but free hit me baby one more time.
Oh no, that's see.
No,
I'm not breaking the rock song, heavy metal song theme for Britney Spears, Seamus. Free hit me baby one more time is probably the name of 15 different podcast episodes. It's like something like Born to Be Wildcard, which will definitely be an episode name at some stage, but not.
Okay, I'll try and come up with a Fall Out Boy song or My Chemical Romance song, so that has a free hit in.
You are the expert. You are the expert. But getting back on topic, free hits. Okay, I'm gonna use my team. I've got 104.5 mil team value. I think that's acceptable in terms of what the majority of people would be dealing with, and we're gonna look at teams that are kind of standing out to us. So I suppose first thing I'm doing is I'm looking at the fixtures, Seamus.
What's your team value? 104.5.
104.5. Yeah.
Whew,
What's
Jesus.
Yours?
Mine's only 102.8.
Oh, suck that. That's the difference in quality player that is.
Oh, yeah, well, you are fucking miles ahead of me at this point, yeah, so fair enough.
Team value is going to mean less and less, baby, because the teams are going to be set, the templates are in. But no, I'm just pissing around. That was the thing with the KDB transfer, was I was kind of looking at him dropping from 11.8, and I had him at I was getting 11.7 for him, and I knew if he dropped, he might keep dropping, and then the whole COVID thing, and I was like, save the cash. But look, I'm not getting into the KDB debacle. We've kind of looked at it. I think people who jumped off him are if they're any bit like me, they're looking at the double game week and they're thinking, fuck. Like Man City at home to Villa, at home to Crystal Palace. He's on penalties. Apparently, he's a centre forward now. I know obviously that'll change with Aguero due some minutes, and I'm sure Jesus will be back at some stage. But like, at where it stands, I'm shitting myself. Is my point. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like I've come off him now, and
Well, like I know we're going to do our teams, and you're going to do your team first, I think. But do we want to look at the
no,
fixtures
we're
and
not
kind of?
gonna. We're gonna do a team together, Seamus. This is
Oh, we're going to do a
a
team
stumbling
together.
block. You've.
I'm
Oh,
not getting this in my brain. You've explained this to me twice already.
we're trying to work together in front of
Okay.
everyone, and you're making us look like absolute tools.
Amateurs.
Amateurs. Yeah. But go on. Sorry.
Okay, well, I guess look, the first question that we need to ask ourselves then is, are we going double city defense or double city attack?
Yeah, and that's a question that a lot of people are definitely asking. I mean, that's probably one of the top three questions that I've been looking at. How heavy do I go on Arsenal, and how many Man City players do I get in? They're the two things I've been racking my brain on. But yeah, for City, for me, I'm like, my instant reaction is two defense and KDB. I don't even want to mess with the rest of them.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to have a city defender in there. I'd like, I mean, if you're going defenders, you want to go Diaz and Cancelo. Okay, if
Yep.
you can only get one of them, I'm not sure who I prefer. I guess I'm going to wait until and see from the FA Cup or League Cup games or
Oh,
whatever games are coming up
bollocks. Yeah.
what we're going to do here, like who's playing minutes and who's likely to play and who's likely to be rested. But KDB's a lock, especially after the last game and last performance, and he's on penalties. So the question is, do I want to try and jam in Jesus, Aguero, or Sterling there, or maybe even Foden? But I think
But
it
that's
has to be.
like honestly, Seamus, like right there and then, what your gut says to defense, right?
My gut says two defense,
Yeah,
but
me too.
have you
Sorry, go
seen
on.
how good they play, how well they played against Chelsea? I'm like, we were kind of suckered into this false stone when they played Burnley a few weeks ago, and then it was kind of dull after that. But Brighton are like seem tailor made for Man City. They like to get on the ball. You know, they like to try and play football. City usually batter these guys. I think there'll be goals in this as well. But I think maybe Diaz or Cancelo's due a goal. So
Yeah, well, I'm gonna just save us a load of hassle because I know deep down inside, Seamus, I can almost read you. It's like the Golden Compass, a book. That's a book, Seamus. But I've already put it in. Diaz, Cancelo, De Bruyne. They're the three I'm looking at for the free hit.
on the
Anything other than
left.
that will be me tweaking. Maybe once I've set that team, that's my base, and then I'll look around and see what I can kind of mess with periphery
Any
wise. Oof, that's tough.
anything to be said for John Stones for cheaper for 5 million?
Very
We
like
dismissed him previously in previous weeks, and he was dropped then the following game. But now he's played the last couple in a row. So, like, is Laporte just like not fancied anymore? I guess.
it's absolutely madness that we're talking about John Stones now. He's up to 5 million. He's 5.6% owned. He started the last three games. He didn't play the West Brom, but he played the three games before that. So he's started and finished six of the last seven games. So you have to look at him as about as reliable as a Pep centre back gets, as far as I'm concerned. He seems to have
30,
replaced.
36 points in those six fixtures. I mean, if you want to say 36 over seven, because there was a blank in there, but you would have got someone off your defense from like 36 and six is an average of 6 points a game for 5 million.
Yeah, I think for me, you're probably the same. Like I always go with the most expensive one, so I think Cancelo is my premium. I'll build with him, and then if come the end of it, I'm looking to save a mil or so. That's when I look at John Stones because they're the two I want is Diaz and Cancelo. I think they're the like Cancelo just looks lethal sometimes. Like even in the City Chelsea game, anytime Cancelo gets into the opponent's defensive area, I'm kind of thinking he just needs to whip one in. How many times has he put the ball across and you're just thinking there's a day here
If
where
Aguero's on the
yeah,
pitch, Aguero's knocking that in. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
knocking that fucking thing in. Yeah, so I'm sick. We'll start with Diaz, Cancelo, De Bruyne, but I think John Stones, as you said, completely viable option.
Okay.
So that's our City side covered. That's all three City players. I think the next team.
So the way can I interrupt?
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
I'm
Work with.
interrupting. I like the way you're doing this. Like, we're not going, okay, let's start by choosing our keeper. keeper's going to be jammed in last, depending how much funds we have left, right?
Yeah, the last thing I'm looking at when you free hit, you want to look at like the teams that you're attacking,
Yeah.
and just get them all in, gobble them up, spend over the money, and then start trimming it down. It's like anything. It's just you're sculpting a clay masterpiece here for game week 18, and
Mm.
yeah, I look at I'll add the fat on first. All my city. I'm looking as a United fan away to Burnley. I'm getting United in right there as well. I'm going 3 United at the start, and we'll whittle that down. How do you feel?
I think three United's a bit much, to be honest. Fernandez is in there, okay,
Yeah.
and
So I'm
like
just going to put him in
I
right
know
now as
he's
you're talking.
yeah
As you're talking.
yeah he's probably already in your team, so you just got to keep him in your team for whatever. Like surely, like he is 11.2 million now. Surely you haven't bought him at 11.2 million. You bought him at 10.6, 10.7, 10.8,
I have him at
10.9, whatever.
10.8. He's sitting in my team 10.8. And if you don't have Fernandez right now, bitch, bitch, please. That's what I got to say to that. But
Yeah.
he's in
Okay.
there, so we don't even need to talk about him anymore. I think the
No.
next in line for us, Seamus, and I got him in last week, Rashford. He's the talk of the town at the moment. How do you feel about him? Is he worth all that praise?
I'll tell you what I think about him
Slowly.
because you've asked me, and this is a podcast. No, I think he's the same price, give or take, to Son, and I think I prefer Son. If I'm honest, I also, I mean, maybe there's a way you're going to show me that you're going to get him in there as alongside him,
Okay.
but the thing, this Burnley are good now, not good. They're
So
tight
just
again.
just to cut across you for a second, just because it'll save us some time in the long run. We're both happy with Son. He's going right in.
I think so.
Okay, great.
You
We'll
got to
just
have
throw
him.
him in. I'm in. He's 9.4 for me. A lot of people with Son have invested in him early on because he's had such a stormer
Yeah.
of a season. So he's in. Sorry. Back to Rashford.
Yeah.
You're second guessing him.
Yeah, I just think Burnley recently have been doing actually very well, notwithstanding that City game. I'm just going to pull up, excuse the clicking while I just pull up Burnley's recent fixtures. They have 3 clean sheets in the last 5. Um, they've got clean sheets at home to Sheffield United, which you'd expect. They lost 1-0 away to Leeds. Like that's a Leeds team who score a lot, and they only conceded 1. They beat Wolves at home 2-1. Okay, clean sheets against Villa and Arsenal. So they've been tight recently. They've conceded, so what are we saying, 2 goals in the last 5 games.
Yeah.
That's or 3 goals in the last 6. That they're not conceding a lot. I think away master Bruno is the guy to go with. United aren't like Rashford hasn't got the room to run into against a deep Burnley defense. You know how deep Burnley sit. They're not going to push up. Rashford's main
Are they? Do they sit
weapon
much
in
deeper
his
than
armory
Wolves?
as deep
Yeah.
as
And he
Wolves.
scored
Yeah.
against Wolves. It might have taken
Yeah, but
93 minutes,
he
but
took
he
he took advantage
scored.
of a player cramping. Yeah, yeah, I saw that,
I
and that was
didn't
your
get
friend
to
that week.
brag about
Yeah,
that on the fucking
yeah.
episodes. Come
But
on.
did you see his interview after game? He said he saw the player who was running with him go down with cramp only a couple of a minute or two before. So he said, "I gotta just run at him. I gotta attack him." He knew he had this player, for pace and and power. So he just took him on, forced him to run, and knew he'd be able to get the shot off. And look, brilliant, brilliant winning goal. But that's not always going to happen.
Yeah,
I just think
as the last match proved, Seamus,
when
against Villa, he got a blank, which is the one I was thinking he might
yeah,
get a goal against. You know?
but Burnley do sit very, very deep, and Rashford is not gonna have that space to run into. Yeah, he could pull out a moment of magic. He can score against anyone, I guess, but he's not known for his finishing so much. Like he's the one player who's 1-on-1. You're gonna go, he could still miss here. I would
Yeah.
fancy Martial to slaughter past the keeper before that. And even that again, the other thing about Martial as a United player, I know you haven't asked me about him, is last season he scored most of his goals at home. So away to Burnley doesn't seem like the fixture. I don't know his record against Burnley. I don't know off the top of my head. Doesn't strike me though as a sort of fixture Martial scores. So from an attacking point of view, I only like Fernandez, um, and maybe a defender. You could make an argument for a defender.
I think
I'll
you
agree
could
with that because
definitely make
Burnley don't score a lot.
an argument for defender, and that's exactly what we're going to do right now, because we need to start filling up spots. So obviously, you know, we have the Maguire conundrum where he's been booked. He's on 4 yellows, I believe, at the moment. So does that even matter? Obviously, with the free hit, it doesn't. I mean, does the
So
FA does the Carabao
they've got
Cup matter?
they'll count. So if he gets booking in there, he could be suspended.
Yeah, so
So
there's
he's got to be careful with that.
if he plays, he's dead. So
But take the assumption that he doesn't get suspended, because obviously if you're on the free hit, you can change him to a different defender if you want. But Maguire is the only United defender I'd be really looking at, because you don't know with the fullback positions. Wan-Bissaka isn't that creative.
he's about
So
as
much
creative
maybe.
as Harry Maguire. But I'm with you. I'm with you. So do you want a lob? Will be gluttonous right now, and we'll fuck Maguire in there. We'll throw him into the starting lineup, and we can shave it off. We can shave it off
Yeah,
if
for
we
the
need to.
moment, we might toss him out of there
We might, yeah. Might
for
toss him off,
Newcastle.
Seamus.
Yeah, because I think I would rather have an Arsenal defender, if I'm honest. I think I'd rather have
Well,
like Tierney or Holding or
so
someone like
let's
that.
go. We'll go gluttonous. We'll go big fat pig again. Arsenal, Tierney. I'm with you. Did you see his goal at the weekend? Arsenal looking
I
to
did.
be inverted commas rejuvenated.
Yeah, yeah, lovely assist from Holding, was it?
Yeah,
Um,
all five fucking me whatever the pass was.
It was like
Lob it
Laporte's.
to him.
It's like Laporte's assist to Vincent Company that time he scored the winning goal against Leicester to seal the Premier League title, and Laporte got the assist.
Yeah, it's not as
Sideways
bad
pass.
as Wayne Rooney or Ashley Young, I think it was, wasn't it? Rolling the ball to Rooney from two free kicks, like a yard away from him.
I
In
remember
what
that. That was one of his debut. That was like his debut or something like that. Yeah.
Ashley Young's? Oh fuck!
Well, it was. Well, it wasn't. It was like his second or third game, maybe. It was early on in his career,
Right,
and
so getting back on track, right? Our back four right now is Tierney, Maguire, Cancelo, Diaz. So obviously the fifth player is going to be a piece of piss. So the cheapest budget that we have, because
it's going
there's
to be
no way
Jimmy
we're
Dunn.
playing five back. Yeah,
It'll
exactly.
be Jimmy Dunn. He's 3.9 million. He plays for Burnley. They're not even in this fixture. Oh, they
Jimmy
are in this
Dunn.
fixture.
Right,
Jimmy Dunn. Has
he's in.
anyone ever been named more appropriately for a Burnley player?
No, maybe not. Maybe Chris Wood. That's that's something that I feel he's not even. Is he even English? Which is the one that's not English?
He's New Zealand.
Yeah, there. Is he actually New Zealand, or does he just play for New
Yeah, yeah.
Zealand?
No, he's a New Zealand player,
I'm just
international player.
wondering, Commonwealth and all that shit. I don't know if he's just playing with
No,
them.
he's got the accent and all that. The
Oh,
Australian.
I want to know what that was. England, Cockney,
Yeah.
fucking New Zealand lad. But yeah, I'm also putting in the sub goalkeeper as the cheapest goalkeeper I can find because
Yeah, playing around here.
I'm not playing around here. So I suppose Forster, why not? 4.0. Don't
So
think
fine.
there's any 3.9 keepers.
I think
You might,
there is, but I don't know. Is there? Did
actually
I
might as
hear there
well.
was?
It doesn't matter. I was gonna say put in a player from a team that's playing, but I'm not even gonna do it right now. It doesn't matter.
No, there
So
isn't actually any 3.9. So yeah,
yeah.
he's as cheap as they come.
So we've looked at United, we've looked at Burnley, City. What else are you looking at there? Sheffield United, Newcastle, top of the
Well, what about? I
list.
think we need to have Saka in there.
Yep, that's a good shout.
I,
So
Saka
what?
is a player I want. If I
100.
was, I'm free hitting. I think he's one of the first players in my team.
Yeah,
He's got three attacking returns in his last three games, two goals and two assists. Um, so what that turns out to 27 points in three games, averaging 9 points a game. Jam him in there.
no, he's in.
Um,
I've jammed him right up there. He's in
okay.
there. No, 100%. He did, as you said, he came in top trumps this weekend. I saw a few people transferring him in as I know someone up at the top of one of our mini leagues, and even what a few in the podcast mini league transfer Saka in this week, and yeah, he came out good. What did he get? He got a goal, no bonus
Gotta go.
points, but yeah, what
Eight
was that?
points.
Yeah, you'll take 8 points, James, for a
Yeah.
5.3 midfielder. I am a little bit surprised that his ownership is 8.2%. That's higher than I would have expected to TBH, as the kids say.
Yeah, I think he might have just been in a lot of teams at the start of the season. Maybe he's in a lot of ghost teams or ghost ships, but there's probably a lot of people who are looking at him
Yeah.
with this fixture coming up. So I'd say his ownership has increased and increased
Something
over
I've
the
noticed,
last.
Seamus, as we're
Fine
building.
player.
Yeah, no, he is a fine player, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he develops. But something I've noticed here as we're going along is like we filled up 4 of our 5 midfield slots real easy. Our whole back line is done. Sub keepers out of the way, but we haven't even touched the striker spots. Is that deliberate? Like, what are we thinking? Spurs against Villa? Are we just throwing Harry Kane right in there?
Well, we'll look at how much of our budget we've left. It's deliberate in the sense that strikers this season started off on fire. Like so many striker options, but they've all been a bit slow of late, you know. And apart from Bamford, who's
What
a
about
lock, but
Vardy? We were really talking about him before we started recording, and I mean, I'm just looking at these stats, and I got him in, as I said, for KDB, and maybe I'm being a little bit kind of biased or blind right now, but like I'm looking at what he's done this season so far. He's got 11 goals, 8 assists. He rarely blanks for more than 2 game weeks. I think game week 4 and 5 he didn't play 5, but 4 he blanked. I don't know. He's kind of one of those creeper FPL players this year. Am I wrong with that? You know,
yeah, he tips along. I mean, he'll sometimes blank, but he'll often pick up assists. Like he's got 2 assists in his last three. So yeah, there are games he'll tip along. But I mean, he's not playing this game week, so I don't know why we're talking about him.
I don't know why I brought him up. I'm sorry. I think I transferred out KDB for him, and then I got distracted. And I was like, I need to justify it to the people listening. But yeah, you were saying no. I was trying to defend premium strikers, and you were
I
shitting
think
on them.
yeah,
And I
I
was
think
saying no. Vardy
forwards.
is the counter argument to that statement, and I stand by
Yeah,
it.
I'm just starting to think that you've seen the output of DCL slow down, you've seen the output of Callum Wilson slow down, mainly because his fixtures are being suspended, or postponed.
And he plays for
You're
fucking Newcastle.
you're seeing the output of Shea Adams slow down, things like that, and Watkins isn't great. It started off good, it's been okay.
I know.
I think if I'm looking at a forward from these fixtures, Harry Kane stands out, but Aston Villa are low key good, man. Not even low key. They're just good. They're good this season.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
you know,
We've
they're good. I don't know. I mean, the Man City striker position is up for grabs. I don't know. Jesus is flagged. Aguero's not getting minutes. They started, according to live score, with Sterling up front in the last game, but it seemed to be De Bruyne.
no, it was De
Um,
Bruyne. They talked about it
yeah.
after the match.
Yeah, but that's how it kind of emerged. It looked like we all assumed Sterling was going to be up front, but like basically they played without a recognized striker. Wolves, Raul Jimenez is out. Their other attacker, you're not going to get Fabio Silva.
So like we're
You
beating
could
around the bush here, and what are you trying to say to me, Seamus? Your strikers, what's hitting
two
you?
best looking striker options this week are Callum
Callum
Wilson
Wilson,
and Harry Kane.
100%. Yeah. No, I realized that as I was saying it there, I was like, nope, it's yeah, Callum Wilson. You kind of touched about him slowing down, but against Sheffield United, I mean, a real a bit of a shock to a lot of people. I mean, it'll be those who claim they saw it coming all along, but I didn't see them absolutely capitulating in their second season. And they have. It's been a real shock. Kind of sad. Like, I don't like watching them be so shit. They were such fun to watch last season.
Yeah, but they don't have goals in them.
I
This
know.
is a problem last year too, but they would get some goals, and at least their defense was strong to keep them in games. But this season, O'Connell being injured has been a huge blow. Turns out he was like holding the glue that held them together in defense. Um, Not only that, Egan's been missing some games. Yeah, they just have been, and like as well, they've lost Henderson. Henderson was getting them points. There's been, you can look back at it now and kind of go, I said at the start, I said there was this Ramsdale lad is shite. I saw him at Bournemouth. I thought he was rubbish. Don't know why they signed him. People seem to think no, he's actually a good shot stopper. He's not really. He's very average. He's a championship goalkeeper. That's what they've signed, and that's where they're going.
Yeah, no, and you're not wrong, Seamus. As harsh as you're being right now, you're not fucking wrong. I'm looking at our team right there. It's up on the screen. We've got no goalkeeper, so we'll have to decide that. But we've currently got three City: Maguire, Fernandez, Saka, Tierney, Son, a budget defender, Wilson and Kane, who we both agree are probably the best two striking options. We could throw DCL in there
What's our
as well.
midfield there? Call it the midfield,
De Bruyne, Fernandez, Saka, Son. What
and
more?
then just somebody bench is that.
There's some on
So
the
are we?
bench.
But so we're playing 4-4-2.
We're playing. Well, no. What I'm saying is we have three slots to fill and 17.2, which is like a bit crazy. So like I'm thinking, uh, goalkeeper might as well go a bit expensive right here with the goalkeeper because you have the option. So you could go Lloris, because we're not.
No,
Well,
I think. Well, I think Aston Villa will score.
I
If
think
I'm
they will
honest,
too. You're
I
probably
think the
right.
options are
Darlow.
the best. Darlow, Leno. I wouldn't go as expensive as De Gea. Darlow, Leno, or well, look, if you found out that Ederson was still out, you could go for his replacement, Stefan. But I don't think he'll be
I'm
there.
not
I
taking up a
actually
City
think.
spot with Edison. I'd take Diaz
Oh
Cancelo
yeah,
over
we've already got
Edison.
three. Yeah, we've
Yeah.
already got three. Yeah, you're right. I actually think Martinez might be a brilliant option. because I think Aston Villa are actually good. I think Spurs score a lot. I think Harry Kane likes to shoot, and I think Martinez is a good keeper. And I can easily see that. I could see him keeping a clean sheet, even though we have Son in the team. And it's
I'm
also a
vetoing you
protection move.
right there. You can't have Son and Kane and then say, actually, I think Villa might keep a clean sheet. Martinez is a good shout.
It's a bit of a protection move because Martinez is
But
so
it's a
well up.
free hit. Fuck protection.
Well, I also think, in a sense, that I do have serious doubts whether I want to play Kane and Son, if I'm honest. And my like if I'm doing a free hit, I probably have him there just as again like a protection move. 'Cause there's so
Yeah.
many teams who that's all they'll have.
Well, that's
They're
what
not.
I'm saying. Like, I have the team lined up right there. Okay, anyone that's watching can see it. We've
Mm.
got our Darlow in defense. I've gone a bit cheap, but Diaz,
Daryl's
Cancelo, Maguire, Tierney back four, De Bruyne, Fernandez, Saka, Son, Kane, Wilson, and I have 12.2 million left for the last two bench spots,
okay.
which is insane.
12.2.
So there should be no fear. Now I know I'm 104.5 team value, so maybe I'm playing a bit. Maybe we're being a bit soft here. Like, I don't know what people have listening to it, but like, where are we skimping? I mean, I know the obvious one people are talking about this week is Lacazette. He's a nice cheap forward option at home to Crystal Palace. You have, I assume, Aubameyang. Like, why would people not be thinking of Aubameyang if you
Is
have
he
that?
shit? No, you're not thinking of. I mean,
How are you
no way.
not thinking
You
of the
serious?
last two, like, top scoring strikers for the last two seasons in this against Crystal Palace? If you're not even considering him, then why not? You know?
Well, okay. Well, I'll tell you why not. I'm just
Okay.
gonna have to just check like his
He's
recent points.
didn't he score like 2 weeks ago or something like that?
He's playing out in the wing
Yeah,
for a start, and oh, by the way, he's a midfielder this season. I
that's
keep
why.
forgetting that.
That's why I'm like,
Yeah.
do you just go
I
up
keep
from
forgetting him.
Saka? Yeah.
He has one goal in his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the last 10 Arsenal fixtures, he's one goal. Now he's missed two of those, granted, but that's 1 in 8. No assists. He's 3 goals, one assist for the season.
Didn't you
Uh,
transfer in Mane on similar enough fucking statistics? Because you were waiting for him to get it. This is a free hit. If you're ever going to take a chance on someone who's got, you know, the FPL pedigree that he
he hasn't
has,
got the form. There's better
not
options at
form but
Arsenal.
pedigree,
There's better options at Arsenal. Like
like
if you're
Saka.
talking about yeah, like if you're talking about a team with fixtures and you want to look at, I would look at form, and I would rather have Saka, I would rather have Tierney, I would rather have Lacazette than this chump.
Oof. Okay, I will accept it. I'm glad we had that discussion. I think it's a discussion that anyone free hitting should be having with themselves. Um, it's not.
No, yeah, you're maybe, but I just think it's a quick discussion. What I think is, what do you say we have 12.2 left?
Oh yeah, shit tons
I
left.
think you can go Brewster for 4.5, and what's that going to leave you with? 7.8,
Seven point
7.7.
seven.
That's going to allow you to get. Would
Remember
that allow you
now,
to get
we don't.
Zaha or Jack Grealish?
Do we want to leave too much on the bench? That's the thing. Too much funds. Like, that's what I want to address before we pick something like that. Is like, people will be, because I know even myself, I want to squeeze the most out of my starting 11 for a free hit, and you
Yeah.
should, but you don't have to. It's all about getting the players you think are going to kick ass, obviously. So if you can
Mm.
get it cheaper, then fucking do it. But we'll
No,
be
but they
leaving
like
this player on
Bruce.
the bench. So are
Yeah, but
we
like, okay,
shortcutting
someone.
anywhere else? Is what my point is. Sorry, James, but I was saying, like, with Saka, we're starting him. We're not pumping any money extra into him or anything.
No, Saka's fine, but Saka we're going to play.
Yeah.
So we like our bench is going to be Dunn, who isn't going to play.
Okay.
Forster,
Brewster.
who isn't going to play, and Brewster will be our first sub. So if somebody
Oh, Brewster's
unexpectedly
there,
has,
but 7.7. What are we doing in the midfield?
oh yeah, 7.7, then I think you can get Grealish for 7.7.
And
You know,
then,
you
but
can.
that gives us the dilemma. Who do we play? Is what I was getting to. Saka or Grealish?
Oh, we play both, and I think you bench one of those defenders. That's why
Ooh,
I'm not even 100% certain about
Maguire.
Maguire, if I'm
Yeah,
honest.
fair enough.
Like I'd almost make that like what's Roman Size these days or something like that.
But what's the point? We might as well have Maguire on the bench if we're getting Grealish anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a dilemma. I don't think I want to play four defenders. I mean, Burnley are at home and Burnley are playing well. I could easily see United conceding in that game. But
I
not
don't
easily. I
know.
could see it. I could see it. I still would fancy United to be more than 50% to be 50% to keep a clean sheet. It's a
Yeah,
coin toss there.
I'm with you. I think the team we have set right there is a 3-5-2. Diaz, Cancelo, and Tierney at the back. Maguire as a prep, so a plan B. Five across midfield: De Bruyne, Fernandez, Saka, Son, Grealish, all of them talisman, all of the well, except Saka, all of them capable of delivering double digits easily. And then up front, Wilson and Kane.
Do you prefer Grealish to Zaha? Do we trust Arsenal's defense that much? Zaha's
I
playing as out of position as a forward this season. He's been banging in goals.
It is nice, but speaking from just personal preference here, I don't like to have a midfielder against my defender. So if I'm playing Tierney, I think he's keeping a clean sheet, or
Yeah.
else I'm playing Maguire. But that's just a stupid little thing that I prefer. And
And
I
you know
think
what?
I
You're
think
right.
Grealish is just
Yeah.
on his day. Isn't the rule 2-2-3, 2-2-3 or something like that? Two blank, two blanks, and has he
Two
broken
blank
that
call.
now?
Two. Yeah.
Or I
I'm not sure, but I remember seeing that a few
Yeah.
weeks ago.
I'm so
Um,
fucking it's the fixtures are coming so fast over the last 2 weeks that it's just melding into one giant experience, Seamus. Experience.
yeah, I'm just to be honest, Crystal Palace have actually been very, very poor recently. To the extent that yeah, they beat Sheffield United, but who doesn't beat Sheffield United? Okay. They did well against Leicester. Um, the previous game week, but before that they had lost one, two. They'd been winless. What's it? One, two, three,
Yeah.
four, five. They've gone 5 games without results. So yeah, they're hit and miss. I mean, I think yeah, you might be better off. We might be better off going for Grealish in that one because they're actually good. That's why I didn't like Lloris and goals. I like that team. For me, the decision was that seventh attacker. Whether we go for Lacazette, Grealish, or Zaha. But
Yeah.
the others are locked as far as I'm concerned.
I get you. But that was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be in regards to
That's because you
making
have a
that team.
massive budget.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I was like, shit. I'm like, oh, that's really easy. That could almost be my free hit team right now. I could just hit the button. I'm not hitting the button because, like a responsible and disciplined adult, I will wait until at least after the Carabao Cup fixtures and just get a better grip on what the flip is happening. I'm serious, James, when I say flip instead of fuck. You know,
Yeah, what I would say is like I'm gonna hold off like that. And if you miss prices and you can't afford that team you just laid out, I mean, just turn Tierney to holding.
yeah, exactly. But
Something like
turn
that.
Tierney, turn Maguire to anyone, to a Burnley defender. You know what I mean?
Turn
There's
Maguire to holding. Yeah, you
yeah,
still
that's
got
what
an
I'm
Arsenal.
saying. Like you look at my team there, yeah, I might have a high transfer whatever it's called value at the moment in the bank. What's that called? Team value, transfer value. I was like, it's a T, but team value. Uh, if you don't, there's loads of space. Like Grealish with Saka on the bench, like there's more savings that can be made there. I don't need a 5.3 midfielder. If I really wanted to pinch some fucking pennies, I can with that team, and you can too for the low price of $5.99. Because that's what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. 100 episodes Patreon channel. No, no,
Down with that sort of thing.
down with that sort of
Boo
thing.
earns. Boo earns.
Boo earns.
Can you do a quick thing there? I know you probably want to move on here now, but like if you were to try and jam in Sterling instead of Grealish
Yes.
or Rashford, could you get Rashford? What do you have to sacrifice to get that in?
See, if you're so for a start, if you're going Sterling, you're sacrificing the double City defense, and
Yeah,
I'm pretty happy
but change one of
with
those to holding.
yeah. So okay, argument's
Go
sake,
double to Arsenal,
I'm
and
getting
then
rid of
change
I'm getting rid
Maguire
of
to
Cancelo because I think Diaz is the more nailed on player. I don't
okay.
really give a shit how attacking he is. I think Diaz is. He looks like Pep's picking him every week if he can. I don't know about you, Seamus, but I'm not worried about it.
No, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. So what did we say we're changing Cancelo to? Holding,
Holding.
holding. Yeah, that's a pretty fucking cheap way into defender 4.5. And then you want to change Grealish to a someone else. So you probably want to
Say
drop.
Sterling because I don't. Like I said against Rashford earlier. I just don't think he's going to do well against the Brighton team who are just going to sit deep and have a low block.
Well, I don't have Rashford in it. Oh, you mean Grealish? Yeah. You don't
Oh
think?
yeah, as an alternative, I meant. Yeah, I don't like Rashford as the alternative. I prefer Sterling instead of Grealish. Yeah.
Yeah, I think with you're not too far off the boil with Rashford. I'm pretty happy with with what he's capable of. But yeah, I mean the low block. Sterling 11.4. We've 2.5 in the bank, so we'd need to shave off probably Maguire and I don't know, Seamus.
Bit hard. Yeah, Maguire can
Saka.
become someone like Fernandez, but it's not really doable, is it? You have to sacrifice Kane or Son.
See, that's what I'm saying. And I mean, yeah, you could drop Kane down to Martial. That would allow it pretty easily. Um, and Martial
No,
is,
I don't like
but
that.
no, I'm the
Then
same.
then you're going triple United attack. No, it's not worth it. I don't think there's a way to get Kane and Sterling in there. I think you can do one of those two though. You can have Son, Fernandez, De Bruyne. Wilson, I think you'd want in there against Sheffield United, who are just bobbins. And then it's a case of I think Saka would be in there as a 15th player enabler, perfectly priced. And yeah, it's basically Sterling or Kane.
That was too easy, Seamus. I'm sorry. I know we can sit here and we can look at how we'd get Sterling in there or maybe change a few bits and bobs, but like that team we just came up with there, Sterling to Grealish, that just made sense. I was like, yep, that's all looks pretty. Like if you got handed that in the morning, you'd eat it up.
Yeah,
So there
good
we go.
job.
We've done it. You're welcome, guys. That's your free hit. Just copy that. Don't play your own game. That's for chumps. That's what Seamus always says anyway.
Yeah, off air, but thanks for broadcasting it. Yeah.
Oh, I can just cut this bit out. But yeah, so that's the free hit section done. If that blows up in our face and you take a picture of this and go, look at this, look at these wankers, look how far off the boil these guys were. I would gladly like to see it because
Yeah, please just tag us
just
when
tag
you're
us.
when you're
Yeah.
posting that shit. Yeah.
So we are what 3/4 of an hour into it. There's a few bits and bobs we got to wrap up because this was pretty focused. I did not expect us to fly through that so much. We've kind of skipped off teams like Wolves and Everton. There are options amongst those teams. I think that's going to be a pretty low scoring affair. I could see that being nil
Yeah,
nil.
I could easily see that being nil-nil. That'll probably end up 1-1 with
Neves
Neto
scoring a penalty or
assist.
something like that.
Yeah, yeah, like I don't know.
That was
And
one because he's on the thumbnail for this week's episode. Neves
okay.
did take a penalty, and at the in the last game week, and so perhaps to dream he gets another one against Everton, but also DCL, and James Rodriguez came back a little bit at the weekend. There are options there, but I'm with you, Seamus. I'm not looking to attack this fixture in the blank game week.
No, this is a good exercise because we've kind of mentioned all the things you'd like to attack. That one is the one that could go either way. That could be 2 or 3 nil Wolves. It could be 2 or 3 nil Everton. It could probably going to be 1-1.
Or 1-1, yeah, is what I see. We kind of also kind of skipped over Sheffield Newcastle a little bit in the sense of like neither of us are looking to touch it. So I mean, you're really realistically, from our perspective, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. We're looking at targeting 4 matches, um,
No,
heavily.
you definitely want a Newcastle player in there. Like we have
We
Darlow
have
in goals,
Darlow. We
right?
have Darlow.
And we have Wilson. So like those are
Oh
you.
yes, my
So I
apologies.
mean, like Wilson, you don't want a midfielder for Newcastle. If you're going for an attacking player, like I'd say Wilson's the
Yeah,
best one
he's the
because
only
Sheffield.
one. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think he's so exclusive. I actually just forgot about it. I was like, well, he's a nailed on. Again, an FPL player with relatively high pedigree in terms of seasons past.
and you
So
definitely want a Newcastle defender. I mean, like if we went with Darlow, but if you wanted to go with somebody else in goals and go for Fernandez or some other defender, Clark has been playing well recently. Just got to keep an eye out and just check the predicted lineups beforehand. And that's the beauty of a free hit. You don't have to decide now. You can just kind of go day of. What's the expected rumors for starting lineup? Go with that player.
blip blop blop. So are you happy to leave that there, the free hit? Do you think? I know it was quick. I know we're both like, what the
Are
fuck?
you?
That was.
No, no, I'm happy with that. I mean, you've basically made my team for me now. But are you definitely free hitting? How many players have you got for this coming game week if you don't free hit?
I have a whopping pick team. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 players, including Brewster. So really 5 players. Because he's not worth much of a wank at the moment. So 5 players. I'm free hitting. I'm not even thinking about it. I've been looking forward to free hitting. I've no City in my team. There's not a hope of my going into game week 18 without City versus Brighton triple up. I don't see why I wouldn't. And I'm also happy to taste a bit of that Arsenal pie. Because I won't be looking at them really for the rest of the season again until maybe there's another random double game week or blank game week that just occurs. Because there's so many fucking options. I can't see myself, looking past.
No, it's perfect
Yeah,
because you get a taste of Arsenal without having to be stuck with three Arsenal players or two Arsenal players in your team going forward. You get to take advantage of Newcastle's, nice fixture against like Sheffield United, who've got 2 points all season and fuck all goals,
yeah,
and not again be stuck with like Newcastle players. Um, you can try and taste another United attacker or United defender. There's options here, and if you haven't been on Son and Kane all season, this is your chance to like throw them both in there. So yeah, it's the perfect game for a double game week for me.
or blank game week. I'm with you.
Or blank, a free hit.
Free hit, exactly. I'm there. I'm with you. I just like it's easy to say there'll be more blank game weeks, and there will. I think there's already a confirmed one, but I don't
Game week
give a
29 is going to be a blank.
yeah, exactly. But I'll deal with that shit when we get there. We don't even know what the fuck is going to be around the corner at the moment. As you said already at the top of the show, there's circuit breakers being talked about. This shit could get a little bit worse before it gets better. And I just want to kind of get the points while they're out there to be grabbed. And that's why free hit is a bit of a no-brainer for me. I've seen a few teams that have actually like a really nice squad for the game week 18. And not even that bad now for the... Excuse me.
I was wondering if you're going to get through a whole pod without sneezing.
I told you there'd be some snuffles. But I could feel it coming. I was like, motherfucker, this is getting me. But basically, it's free hit game week 18 for both of us. And we must start wrapping this up, Seamus, before I go into some kind of COVID comatose. Right. But before we do, we talked about it in the last episode, or we didn't actually talk about the last episode. It was brought up in the comments because we forgot to. But we announced at the start of December that we would be running a competition for the top manager in December, just December, in our FPL Hangover mini league. And Seamus, if you could give us a drum roll, please, I will announce the champion.
Okay. Hear that?
I can. It's perfect. The winner, ladies and gentlemen, of the December Manager of the Month is the FPL Hangover podcast. Yes, you're damn right. I have gone ahead and I've shown all of ye how it's done. So don't come to me at the end of the season and bitch at me. Seamus, where's my fucking mug?
I can't tell if I'm happy or annoyed that you've won our own prize. In a way, though, as I said, let it be a cautionary tale to, follow yours advice at least.
You suggested, we should just give it to whoever came second. You were like, look, Abra Dubravka, Anthony Trotter, he's come in second. You've only beat him by 11 points. Oh, he's gone. He's gone to get the cup. But you said, you've only beat him by 11 points. Why don't we just give him the cup? And I said, no, Seamus. Why? What does that teach the league?
There's your mug.
There it is.
It is.
On the way over. It's disappearing. The goddamn CGI is breaking. But I'm taking it. Sorry, Anthony. You can get onto us if you have an issue with it, but there's several points of contact you'll have to go through.
I did make a case. I'm like, we should just give it to the person in second then as a result. But you're not.
No.
You don't want to. You think
it's my
Anthony,
goddamn.
Whoever was second had to try harder.
It's my goddamn mug. Come get it, bitch. That's what I say. No, but in all seriousness, we're going to run another competition. If it's probably for February. Seamus was saying something about the Valentine's Day poem. Was that what you were saying?
No.
Oh,
that's an amazing idea. No, we'll run one for Manager Month for February because we're already into January right now. We will run something else in January. So we're start throwing out these mugs. They're just like sitting here. I'm due to move house soon, and I've got all these mugs, and they're just going to get thrown out otherwise. So they're going to start throwing them out to listeners.
Throw them out your car. It just passers by. Listen to that FPL Hangover. Hits a buggy, smashes on the ground. There's your ad right there. Lowering the tone. That's what we do.
There's the lowering the tone part anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, suck it for the rest of you December competitors, and I'll see ye in February by the sounds of it. Seamus, there's also actually, speaking of mini leagues, a regular listener of the show, Nuclear Adams, Demolition Stars. He's written in and he's asked us, what am I doing wrong not to break into the top 100k? Now, anyone who listens to this regularly knows who Adams Nuclear is, because he's a question machine. But he's freaking out because he's not in the top 100k, and is it because of the players or is it his decision making? And we were kind of debating about how we'd approach it, and I think the two of us kind of looked at it and went, "What are you talking about?" Seamus, game week 11, you said, was just outside December,
Yeah,
right?
so like game week 11 was the first game week of December. So by the end of November, at the end of game week 10, you were 799
Yeah.
Nuclear Atoms, so it's about 800k. And now you're 250k.
And boom. And I can
Ooh,
see where he's coming from
nice.
here. He's freaking out. Since game week 14, he's been floating in the 250k mark. But I don't know about you, Seamus. I've always been of the opinion that December is a rocky month. And if you can just keep shit steady for those 3 or 4 or 5 game weeks and just come out of that, then swing in again, count your blessings. Because December can go tits up. It has for me in the past. It's also gone excellently. But I mean, if I'm
Yeah.
coming into December a quarter of a mil, which is a far step down than I was 3 game weeks beforehand, and I've kept it steady over all that bullshit, I'm not worried about it.
No, he's got like I'm looking at his team. He's got a fantastic team. He's got Vardy, Calvert-Lewin, and Bamford as his strikers. They're probably the strikers that you want. Yeah, maybe you want Kane this week. Son, Fernandez, Salah. He's got Saka as well, and Suchek, who unfortunately he benched this week. So is that where you're going wrong? You're benching Suchek when maybe you shouldn't.
How do you
He's
know
got
that?
Kufel coming off the bench. He's also got Walker Peters on the bench. His backline was Zuma. Well, I would have definitely played Kufal over Zuma um, this
Would you
week
though?
against
Would you?
Zuma against. I suppose Zuma is a good threat
That's
for
the thing.
set pieces. Yeah, but
How
I
sickened would you be if Zuma was on your bench for the clean sheet? That's the thing. I always rate myself. I mean, I'm with you. On paper, Zuma against City is definitely the one to bench, but when I
yeah.
have premium defenders, I tend to play them and don't ask questions. Do you know?
Yeah, I can understand why he's benched Walker Peters playing Liverpool. Okay,
Yeah.
so but like he's got 67 points this week. Honestly, I'm looking at his team. His team's fine. I
Yeah.
would say just work around the fringes. I don't know what his strategy is for the free hit, what chips he's
Yeah.
left and stuff like
That's
that.
actually
But
question two. He says, does he really need to use the free hit chip? Because it looks like he's prepped as it is. And yeah, looking at what I can see in front of me, which isn't on the camera. But yeah, you do. You've only got 5 players. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah.
no,
Uh,
he's got seven. He's
he's
got
got.
seven players.
Oh, does he? One, two. Yeah, sorry, I'm blind. 7 players. He's not. He doesn't have 5 players. Yeah, yeah. For me, I'm still free hitting that. I don't want any of. I don't want any of that game week if I'm not free hitting it. So as far as I'm concerned, do you need to? No, you could
Pre-pod,
probably.
now pre-pod, you said you're happy with that team.
Yeah, but I also said I would be free hitting because of like the fact that I don't want to wait for more game weeks to come around. I think
Yeah,
I
no,
want to get the points as they're out there now.
look, all things being said, of that team, if I was free hitting, I'd still keep one, two, three, four, five of those players at least. But you could make an argument for Calvert-Lewin six and Martinez seven. Yeah, I mean, like I'd probably keep seven of those players if I was free hitting. So maybe one free transfer, Bamford to. See, if you go Bamford to
That's the
Wilson,
thing you
and you
don't
don't
have
have
for
the
the game
following
week
week,
19. That you
I
fuck
think I would
yourself.
just free hit. I honestly
Yeah.
think
I
I
don't
would
want to
just free
overthink
hit.
it. That's the thing. I just don't
Yeah.
want to overthink game week 18. I just want to get this out of the way. Um,
It's one less chip you have to worry about then. Your team is set up quite well for game week 18, it looks like, or game week 19, the double. So I would free hit, I think. You don't have to. No, there's going to be teams here playing with whatever. But then like you're going to have to get rid of somebody who's got a double. You're going to have to get rid of Vardy. You're going to have to get rid of Bamford, or you're going to have to get rid of Zuma. If I was getting rid of anyone, I'd get rid of Zuma.
yeah, but you have a vendetta against Zuma. You don't like the name. You said he's not that fast. He's not a Zuma.
No, I think Zuma is brilliant. I don't know where are you going up with this from? Pulling
Well,
this out your ass.
I am. I
Lord
am really am.
again.
That's what I do for 56 to 57 minutes of these episodes, Seamus. And that brings us towards the end. Seamus, have you any more news for us?
Yeah, I bought a house, but I don't think that's what you're
Oh,
getting
yeah.
at.
Bragging,
No,
bragging.
yeah, just to remind you all again, because it has been a couple of weeks since we podded. Um, Make sure you like, rate, and review the pod on all the platforms. We're on social media on Twitter at FPL Hangover, and I'm at FPL Drunk. We're also on YouTube at FPL Hangover. Look for a station there. And yeah, we're also on Apple as well this year. I like to mention that. Leave a review on the podcast store. So we get, and only 5-star reviews. Don't None of these fours, threes, twos, certainly not ones.
You leave what you want to leave. That's what I'd say. Yeah. Before this is the part where you ask me, have I any news, Seamus? Have you won any competitions since we last spoke, Jer? Because the last time we recorded, I won
Well,
ten
you've won the
quids.
most prestigious of them all.
I won a cup. I won
But
the
I
FPL
do understand.
crypto. I won the FPL crypto €10 Bitcoin thing in the last episode. What
And
have I
now
got
you've
this
won
year?
another one, haven't you? You've
Uh,
won FPL Kings League, I believe,
I've
manager of the month for December.
Yeah, I won the Irish competitors prize, which was the Kinniger goodie bag, which I'm extremely delighted to have won and looking forward to.
You won
I
beer.
didn't win the overall month, but I
Oh,
won it with the two sweetest words in the English language, Seamus. Default. That's how I won my prize. And I'm happy to accept it, Paddy. So I look forward to that. I'm sure we'll do a whole podcast special in relation to the goodie bag where I just get smash drunk. And
now, yeah, if
just a
you have it
regular
in time for the
podcast.
next pod, just drink it on the pod. Drink the entire basket on the pod.
Yeah, I can't see what more pressing issues could be abounding around the place at the moment. So I assume that's going to be with me fairly soon. But that does wrap it up, Seamus. You did smash out all of the gory details. I'll reiterate it once again. Like, subscribe, all of that usual jazz. Seamus, do you want to say good luck to anyone before we leave? Because I didn't really. I kind of added a bit more after your ending.
No, I just want to wish all our listeners a happy new year. Hope you had a happy Christmas. And I'll just finish by saying, may yours be green.
Yeah, God bless.